Boyfriend, 34, tells me, 22, to FCK off. He tells me last night to just fuck off after not telling him that I was going to hang out with some friends on Discord. Later that night, tells me to turn my fucking phone off so he can sleep. I look at my watch and he says, "Are you fucking serious? I just told you to turn it off." Today we don't talk the entire day, and then he tells me a couple minutes ago, "We need to talk about how you dispose of your pads." I disposed of one, just one, by rolling it up and throwing it away. I guess it unfurled and he has to confront me about it. I feel so fucking humiliated. Afterward I said, "I'll just roll it up in paper, I'm sorry." He leaves. I walk after him and ask him, "Are you going to apologize to me after telling me to fuck off? Do you think it's appropriate for you to talk to me like that?" He apologizes, but I had to confront him to get that apology. Who criticizes someone for how they throw their trash out and feels the need to confront him about it like that? I feel like he's humiliating me, that there's something going on that he's doing that I don't understand. I just started crying after that by myself in my room. I'm so frustrated and angry. Too long didn't read. Boyfriend tells me to fuck off and humiliates me, and I have to ask him for an apology. Oh, good lord, the post history. You know what you need to do. You just refuse to actually do it. Please leave him for your own good. I just looked at her post history. It's so sad. I really hope she realizes she's worth so much more than what she's getting. There's a reason a man goes after someone 12 years his junior. You're seeing his controlling, toxic traits. Bounce ASAP. This is only gonna get worse. You've been posting about this guy for months. He's emotionally and physically abusive. You need to break up with him. It's never going to get better. When I saw your comment I checked Sop's other posts. Truly worrying what I saw, and I only read the titles and TDLR. I hope Op realizes she doesn't have to put up with this shit. He clearly deserves better. Not to talk about the age difference. I've seen this situation so many times on this subreddit. Much older boyfriend is disrespectful to very young girlfriend. Girlfriend is bewildered why he doesn't respect her. He thinks of you as an object. He does not consider you his equal. 34-year-old men do not date 22-year-old women, unless they want a woman they can control. You deserve better. Dump him. Seriously. He's an asshole and you don't need him stinking up your life. I, 25F, get annoyed when my boyfriend, 28, cries. Let me first start off by saying this makes me feel really guilty. I don't understand my disgust, and I feel so terrible because I just want him to be happy. My boyfriend throws tantrums sometimes. He'll stomp and wail and fidget, but then he's usually over it in like 2 minutes. Just needs to get it out of his system, I guess. This alone really annoys me, and I've taken to just walking away. I tell him I'm not gonna put up with a tantrum and to let me know when he's done. He's asked me to call them outbursts because he's embarrassed whenever I say tantrum. For example, I'm very stressed right now because we just got a new puppy. He is so small and it's freaking me out, so I've been keeping a close eye. Yesterday I walked into the kitchen and I hear no oh my god why in this heartbreaking wailing sound. I run in, and he's dropped his sandwich. I was livid. I told him he scared me. I'll eat the goddamn sandwich. Don't freak out like that, because I was worried the dog was hurt. And I felt guilty and told him I understood the food was important, he'd spent time making them for us, and my reaction was just a gut freak out. Problem is, this happens all the time. He'll wail about something and I'll snap at him to chill TF out. And then, to make matters worse, it's extended to him showing actual emotion. He doesn't cry often, but he did the other day, and all I could feel was rage and disgust, and I wanted to shake him and tell him to snap out of it. I know it was stress-based cause I was trying to get the puppy into his bed for the first time and he just stormed out when I needed help, so it was more of a can you fucking wait to have your meltdown until after we take care of this. Plus the literal wailing was frightening the up. I still held him, and let him cry it out, and did not express my anger. Instead I told him to please help me, I need him, and to just give me a minute to get situated and I'll come hold/cuddle him. Wound up being okay, but the guilt I feel is unimaginable. I was in a relationship before where crying was just for funerals because otherwise he wouldn't be a man, and that made me sick. But I fear some of that residual bias is making me react poorly to my man's struggle. He's expressive. So what? I just would like some techniques on keeping calm and respecting his right to fucking feel things without me getting nasty about it. I feel so bad. Someone please help. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend is very emotionally expressive, and it causes anger/disgust on my part. I strive not to snap at him because I still want to be helpful, but I've never seen a grown man act like that. Your boyfriend is a drama queen. The problem isn't that you find it difficult when he cries out of genuine emotion, it's that he throws tantrums like a toddler. Is he neurodivergent? Because typical people don't throw tantrums. Giving him the benefit of the doubt that he might not be typical, he needs therapy. Heck, he really needs therapy if he is neurotypical, because that is beyond childish. Zero control of emotions or how to handle things going wrong in your life. Yeah, his reactions to small misfortunes aren't normal, to say in the least. Adults in general shouldn't be throwing tantrums like toddlers. This isn't about men not being allowed to show emotions. If one of your female friends was having a meltdown about a fallen sandwich and needed to be coddled by you to cope with it, every onlooker would think that the two of you were insane. She for breaking down like that and you for indulging her. I kinda think the problem is that you don't really like your boyfriend very much, and I can see why. Stomping and wailing over minor inconveniences or mistakes is not an attractive quality in adults, regardless of gender. That habit of his has you so fried that even when he does experience a sincere moment of emotional distress, you're unable to feel anything but here we go again. The respect is gone. The ability to take him seriously is gone. He's cried wolf too many times. And if this is the case, I don't think this relationship has much of a future. You're just a poor fit for each other. Might be someone else's dream guy, but he sure isn't yours. Speaking as a guy, if a woman did this, I wouldn't like it either. This guy needs to learn to regulate his emotions better. Coworker, mid-40 SM, constantly tells me, 30F, to speak up and I can't hear you. What can I say back? I've been working at this company for 3 years now, and from day one, for whatever reason, my coworker Jim did not like me. He is constantly on the lookout for career advancement and will be very aggressive sometimes. That is the opposite of my personality. I am low-key, mellow, and satisfied with my current position. Prior to COVID, in office meetings, when we had presentations or any kind of roundtable discussions, he would constantly say things like, "Yeah, I can't hear you," or yell "speak up" from the back of the room in a very abrasive, bullying type of way. Admittedly, I am somewhat soft-spoken, so I tried to enunciate and project as much as possible, but it would still make me extremely self-conscious. He also would say, "I still can't hear you," and make me repeat myself twice. Still, I acknowledge that maybe I am just too quiet in person, so I tried to improve myself. Now we are all off-site at the moment and doing Teams meetings. The mic is literally in my face and I have no problems projecting my voice because the mic is doing that for me. Jim would still interrupt me in the middle of meetings to say, "I can't hear you," or "I didn't catch that," or "Can you please speak up?" I am still having to accommodate him and speak twice. I asked other coworkers if my voice was too soft. They said no, we can hear you fine, maybe Jim has headphone issues, etc. Then one day, I asked Jim himself, "Am I speaking too quietly for you?" And he said, "Yeah, I can barely hear you most days. Try to assert yourself and you won't have this problem," in the rudest way possible. I don't know what to do or say anymore. It's actually pretty embarrassing to be called out like this multiple times, makes me look bad and not confident in myself, and I feel like there is nothing I can say without seeming defensive. What is a good response to these kinds of comments? Not just for Teams meetings but even in person, what can I do? And honestly, I'm not even that quiet, so I don't know how much more I can raise my voice without going to a high-pitched screaming decibel. I have other co-workers who are even quieter, don't speak much at all, and no one yells at them to speak up. I keep wondering if it's because I'm a woman, my company is 90% men, or if it's because he doesn't like me or what the real reason is. It deflates me every time this happens. It also seems like a power move type thing with Jim to make him look strong and confident and me look weak and timid. Too long didn't read. Coworker constantly tells me to speak up and that he can't hear me in bullying tones, even during Teams meetings with the mic on. Other coworkers tell me they can hear me fine. How can I respond to this without seeming defensive? What is a good thing to say back? Jim is an asshole and I guarantee others hate him too. In the case of the Zoom mic thing, be like, I've tested my mic and everyone says it works fine. The problem is with your computer, or your hearing. Just stick to those talking points and ignore his bullshit. What would be better is to have people willing to back you up when Jim acts out. Have them publicly disagree with Jim when he tells you you aren't talking loud enough. If I was in that room I would be like, wow Jim, I can hear her perfectly, maybe you should get your hearing checked out with a doctor. Seems like Jim is just an asshole from my perspective. He doesn't respect you. No reason for you to respect him. A lot of people might not agree with me on this, but as a manager, addressing anyone's health or potential health issue, especially in a group setting / teleconference, would make a lot of people uncomfortable. I would not recommend calling him out and saying he needs hearing aids. Heaven forbid he tried to file a complaint to HR about you calling him out on health issues. Instead, the next time he says he can't hear you on a Zoom call, ask in a general way, if everyone else can hear you okay. When you get that confirmation that everything's fine, say something like, Jim, you may want to reach out to IT if you are continuing to have trouble with the audio / connectivity. If someone is designated to take meeting minutes, call them out and ask that they be sure to send those minutes to Jim so he doesn't miss any pertinent details. If he continues to persist, offer to take it offline with him so as to not hold up the rest of the meeting. He likely won't actually want to meet with you one-to-one, as that removes the audience and purpose of him saying stuff like this, but it also shows everyone else you are being extra accommodating of him and as well as their time. It also highlights that's he wasting their time making you repeat everything. Edit: when I say offer to take it offline, don't phrase it as a question. Jim, let's get together offline after this meeting. I'll catch you up on the details so nothing is missed. Then continue with what you're saying like normal. I'm sorry Jim, you may need to adjust your volume settings. And then just continue on with your point. The next time he does it, I would just respond and say, excuse me, I'm still talking. Don't interrupt me. If everyone else can hear you just fine, this is him just being an asshole. Naturally soft spoken to, and people used to try to do this to me as well. I think some people just like being rude. Don't let him make you uncomfortable. He doesn't interrupt me most times though, just says it after I'm finished to make me repeat myself, so then I feel obligated to repeat myself for other people as well. It feels like he's speaking for the group, when he's obviously not, so I just tend to do it for everyone. It sucks.